missed opportunities, heartbreaking losses. Yet somehow, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are still this close to flipping the script in the NFC South. Today, I'm giving you a real breakdown of what's gone wrong, what's gone right, and why the Buccaneers can still shock everyone in 2024. Imagine being on the brink of greatness, only to have multiple victories slip right through your fingers. The season for the Bucs has been more than a roller coaster of highs and heart-wrenching losses, both on and off the field, with some of our most important players being out for the season, and we are breaking down the blueprint for a triumphant comeback. By the end of this video, you will not only understand the moments that have defined the Buccaneers season, but why this team is one adjustment away from being a playoff contender. Whether you're a die-hard fan like I am, or just looking for an edge in football debates, this is the deep dive that you have been waiting for. Hit that subscribe button, smash the notification bell so that you do not miss the insight that will help you anticipate not only the Buccaneers' next moves, but the rest of the NFL. Despite the setbacks, the Buccaneers have showcased elements of brilliance that cannot be overlooked. Can somebody tell me why Bucky Irving isn't in the conversation for Offensive Rookie of the Year? This guy is plus 10,000 in Vegas right now for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Bucky might have just snatched the #1 running back spot from Rashad White and may never give it back. Bucky isn't a one-hit wonder. He's a multifaceted weapon, and his ability to break tackles and gain extra yards after contact adds a new dimension to this offense that they haven't had potentially since the franchise started back in the 70s. In the recent victory against the Giants, Bucky had 151 yards from scrimmage, including a rushing touchdown. His yards per attempt after contact is an impressive 3.2 yards, ranking him not only just the top rookies this season, but putting him alongside names like Derrick Henry. And with a 5.1 yards per carry average, he's providing the efficiency that the team has sorely needed. If he maintains this trajectory, there is no reason to believe that he won't be a cornerstone of Tampa Bay's future offense for many years to come. Next, Baker Mayfield has developed into a resilient leader for the Buccaneers organization. His ability to maintain his composure under duress on and off the field in the midst of incredible chaos, with guys from every unit essentially being a revolving door of injuries, Baker has still shown a near 100 passer rating when pressured, and this absolutely showcases his growth with this organization over the last 2 seasons. The synergy that he's developed with guys like Cade Otton, especially when there were plenty of no-name guys on the field, Baker facilitated one of the best connections from a QB to tight end and even wide receiver during the stretch when Mike and Chris Godwin were out. And his leadership is not just about stats. It is about the way that he has continued to galvanize the team in pivotal moments, and it is a major quality that could lead to the resurgence that they could have late into the season and in the playoffs. Mike Evans is back, and it is obvious that he has been sorely missed. He is and remains the linchpin for the Bucs offense and receiving core. His 65% contested catch rate is a testament to his physicality, concentration, and professionalism. Beyond the numbers, Evans' presence on the field commands defensive attention, often drawing double coverage, which in turn opens up plenty of opportunities for his lesser-known teammates, and his unwavering performance provides a stable foundation for this offense to continue to build on. And you can't tell me he's not the best contested ball catcher in the NFL. However, for all of the individual brilliance that I just mentioned, the Bucs season has been marred by games that have slipped right through their grasp. You can't tell me that the Bucs shouldn't have been the ones to hand the Kansas City Chiefs their first loss of the season. Don't even get me started on why we didn't go for a 2-point conversion to win the game rather than playing not to lose. The matchup against the Chiefs highlighted a glaring issue. Our red zone efficiency is a mess. Converting only 1 of 3 end zone trips into touchdowns is a recipe for defeat against any high caliber team. The conservative approach, opting for short passes and predictable runs, plays directly into the hands of a great defensive coordinator like Spags. There was no exploiting of weaknesses in that game, and to compete with elite teams, the Bucs must adopt a more aggressive and unapologetic strategy in scoring positions. A 23-20 loss to the 49ers, where the Bucs led at halftime but were outscored 17-7 in the second half, is simply not going to cut it. And you and I both know that that isn't even the 49ers team, or even somewhere close to the 49ers team that we have come to know and recognize as perennial Super Bowl contenders. The Bucs' third down conversion rate in the second half was just 25%, and this was a tale of two halves. The offense stagnated in the later part, only converting 1 of 4 third downs. This inefficiency stemmed once again from predictable play calling and a lack of in-game adjustments on the defensive side of the ball. This is not the team that knows how to stop the run in the same way that we have come to expect from Todd Bowles' defense. And we will need Todd to start cooking up some more of those dynamic blitzes. And you've seen what happened since then when the team can get pressure just rushing 4. That is the Buccaneers of the 2020 season, with that interior pressure with guys like Kalijah Kancey. Now, don't even get me started on the bullshit that has happened against the Falcons. Both of those games are absolutely winnable. I have been telling you that that team is a bunch of frauds since before the season even started. You can see that train wreck coming from a mile away. And yet the Buccaneers' inability to put them away, especially in the first game, is simply unacceptable, and why I don't think it's unfair to put Todd Bowles into the hot seat. The remaining part of the schedule is more than winnable. We should finish the season on a continuous win streak with no losses. If this team cannot get the red zone figured out, perhaps this video will be all for naught. Almost allowing 6.5 yards per play is their second worst defensive performance. And Kirk Cousins looks like a statue, even more so than he did before he tore his Achilles, which is telling you something. The Bucs against the Falcons got beat out in time of possession. Bijan Robinson ran all over us by gaining around 150 and up to almost 170 yards in these 2 games. And I think it's fair to have concerns about their ability to perform in clutch game situations, which seems to be something that has plagued them against all of these good teams that they've lost to. Todd Bowles needs to do a better job of mid-game adjustments. Otherwise, we may have to say, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Good news is the Buccaneers' issues are mainly solvable. Here's what they need to do in order to salvage their season. Tampa Bay ranks amongst the worst at 28th in red zone touchdown percentage, converting just under 50% of trips into scores. Teams like the 49ers and Eagles have led the league in red zone efficiency by deploying red pre-snap motion and stacked formations to confuse defenders, and Tampa could benefit from implementing similar concepts. They must increase the creative usage of Bucky Irving, utilizing him in play action and wheel routes to create mismatches, because we know a single tackler almost certainly won't be able to get Bucky down, and after that, he might make some history. And there's no doubt that having Mike back in those contested catch, small areas of the field will play dividends. Now, for the second thing, the Bucs are allowing a 45% third down conversion rate, which ranks in the bottom 5 in the NFL. Where are the disguises, particularly in these high-stakes third down long situations? And they must continue to get offensive line pressure because opposing quarterbacks are getting almost a full 3 seconds to throw the ball, and we all know that is a recipe for disaster. And we have to also talk about late game execution. In their last 4 losses, they have been outscored 27-10 in the fourth quarter, and clock management has become a real issue. There also needs to be a way for the coaching staff to discern when it is time to go for it on fourth down and focus less on analytics and understand situational football, because you do not give the ball to Patrick Mahomes in overtime. They have the tools to improve, execute smarter. It's not about reinvention, it is about refinement with this Buccaneer team. Despite all of the setbacks, Buccaneers are still in the hunt for the NFC South. Here's why they're not out of it just yet. We're just 1 game behind Atlanta in the standings, and they have not pulled away in a convincing way whatsoever. And the upcoming matchups against the Panthers and Saints really look very good in our favor, even though Bryce Young seems to be dealing it a little bit if you watch that all-22 film against the Chiefs. Now, Atlanta's offense ranks 18th in EPA per play, and the Saints have obviously struggled with consistency at quarterback, and it's clear that that ship has clearly sailed. The Bucs have the easiest remaining schedule in the NFL, with multiple games against teams who have losing records, and there is no doubt that the Bucs are not significantly behind the Atlanta Falcons in terms of talent, and with stars like Bucky Irving who can break the game wide open, it may be the perfect time to unlock him in these critical situations. And if Baker and Mike can continue to galvanize and lead in the way that I know they know how to in these late game situations, and these young guys can prove that they know how to win, this team can still be very dangerous. The key will be execution and capitalizing on their strengths. Appreciate you stopping by. The Buccaneers 2024 season has been frustrating, yes, but it is far from over. With a few adjustments, this team can still be very dangerous, and the NFC South is still theirs for the taking. It is time for my boys to seize the moment. But you've got to tell me what you think. Can the Bucs turn things around and make the playoffs, or will missed opportunities continue to define their season? Let me know in the comments. As always, let's get the conversation going. Do not forget to like, subscribe, show a little love. I appreciate it, and I hope to see you back next time for some more in-depth NFL analysis. Also, you can expect some NBA content too. Don't think I forgot about that. Talk to you soon. I will see you next time.